The Tales series, one of the most beloved JRPG series out there, and has been with us for 26 years now, spawning numerous games on different types of platforms for Japan and worldwide. Centering on real-time action combat with its linear motion battle system, its inclusion of character-based conversations in the form of skits, and having an emphasis on its characters and story. The series has made a strong appeal in Japan and recently well everywhere else. Such games like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Berseria, and recently Tales of Arise. However, that foundation for those games and the entire series began with this one. Hey everyone, what up? Kaiser here, and welcome to the Tales of Phantasia Iceberg, where I'll show you how deep it goes. Tales of Phantasia was released on the Super Famicom in Japan on 15th of December 1995, and then around in August 1998, a month before the release of the next title, Tales of Destiny, Phantasia will be ported to the PlayStation 1 in Japan on December 23rd, 1998, and will also be re-released for September 28th, 2000. It was then released for the Game Boy Advance in Japan on August 1st, 2003, and then got a remake for PlayStation Portable in Japan on September 6, 2006, called the Full Voice Edition, and then once again in Japan on August 5th, 2010, the game will be remade again into Tales of Phantasia X and will be in a bundle which included its sequel, Narikiri Dungeon, dubbed Tales of Phantasia Narikiri Dungeon X for the PlayStation Portable. The GBA port would make its way to cell phones in Japan on March 17, 2010, and iOS on September 24, 2013, and will be free to play. Tales of Phantasia would eventually see the light of day and hit Western shores with an official language on the GBA version for both North America and Europe in March to April 2006, and later would make it to iOS. It was then discontinued on both August 28, 2014 where in Japan, and as well for the West in May 29th, 2014. Tales of Phantasia had 4 versions remade for different platforms. One was for the PlayStation 1, one for the Game Boy Advance, and 2 for the PlayStation Portable, each of which contained numerous additions, with some setting apart from one another. These involve skits, an animated opening by Production IG, a grade shop function, walking on 8 directions then 4 on map screens, and lastly, new playable characters added. Tales of Phantasia is set in the continuity of Aselia, the world which the game and many other entries take place in. These include the sequels such as Phantasia Narikiri Dungeon and Tales of the World Summer's Lineage. This also includes Phantasia's prequels, such as the fan-favorite Tales of Symphonia and its sequel, Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, which Aselia was formed by the combination of worlds Silverant and Telefia that those 2 games took place in. Tales of Phantasia was developed by Wolf Team, a studio that hailed from the company known as Telnet Japan, but due to poor relationships with that company, they decided to find a stronger publisher to pitch their title. So they planned to go to Enix, known for publishing the Dragon Quest games. However, their attempt was unsuccessful, so they turned to Namco instead, and they were able to score a publishing contract with Namco. This of course unfortunately has led to some changes of the dev's original pitch, which sported internal conflicts within the team, And during the later development stages of Tales of Phantasia, some of the initial staff left the project and formed the company Tri-Ace, now known for the Star Ocean games. Phantasia introduces the linear motion battle system, where it's set in real time on a 2D plane and has standard features like HP and TP, technical points for long term, which were implemented with commands controlled via button presses or selecting through the menu. Originally in the Famicom version, you could control as the main protagonist, Cress, but later remakes changed that. The PlayStation 1 version of Phantasia would also bring skits that were once introduced in Tales of Destiny, having voice-based chats pushing by the select button on the world map. The PlayStation portable ports would also feature the grade system as well as new mystic arts. It was also one of the JRPGs in the 90s to receive voice acting, which was used for both battles and certain points of the story. The Famicom version got an English translation patch by DJAP Translations, while the PlayStation 1 version would get two different patches, one by Absolute Zero Translations and the other one being Phantasia Productions. Tales of Phantasia's story was based off an unpublished novel called Tale Phantasia, written by the lead programmer of Full Team, Yoshiharu Kotanda, with taking inspiration from Norse mythology as well as science fiction elements. It took some names based off works from Michael Moorcock and H.P. Lovecraft to appeal fans of more Western fantasy fiction. The story was planned to be presented from three different viewpoints, one involving Winona Pickford, a woman who met Daos after his arrival with Aselia and sympathizing with his goals, the other being Rhea Scarlet, who was the daughter of two magic technology scientists from Hamel, where she experiences the town's destruction by Daos, with her parents causing the chaos. And then lastly, the viewpoint from Cress Albane, who embarks on a journey through time to seek revenge on Daos for killing his parents, and only to know his noble intentions. The first viewpoint from the game during development was cut because of space limitations on the Famicom, so only the two remaining ones were present in the final game, while the cut viewpoint of Winona got expanded into a novel, this one right here. In the Super Famicom version, Suzu Fujibayashi was a non-playable side character until the PlayStation 1 changed it and made her an optional playable character to unlock if you beat a side quest, while Rondaline E. Effenberg, one of the main protags from Phantasia's sequel Narakiri Dungeon, was added as a playable character in Tales of Phantasia X on the PlayStation Portable. The composer of Phantasia's OST, as well as main series composer Motoi Sakuraba, would make a cameo appearance in both the GBA and Famicom versions, where if the party meets him in Alvanista, they can get him to play Phantasia's theme on the piano. The battle theme against the spirits in Phantasia, known as Fighting of the Spirit, has become popular and been used or rearranged in other Tales games including Symphonia. The church theme named Perverse Religion is adapted from one of works by Johann Sebastian Bach in G minor. Lots of Norse mythology are referenced in the game, with locations named after Scandinavian locations like Midgard or Valhalla. Yggdrasil, the game's world tree, is akin to Norse's Tree of Life. The merging of the Flamberge and Vorpal sword, fire and ice swords, made to create the Eternal Sword, which has the power of creation, is similar to the fusion of ice and fire, which creates the power of Norse mythology. Tales of Phantasia will receive drama CDs called Drama CD, Anthology, and Panic World from 1999 to 2001, as well as novels in 1999 and 2000 like Azure Bonds, Amber Corridor, Crimson Eyes, The Ruri Dream, and The Untold History. A manga was made in 2008 to 2009, and an anime original video animation called Tales of Phantasia, the animation, made by Actus and released in 2004 to 2006, with 4 episodes and some different changes in the story. And here we are, at the end of the iceberg for Tales of Phantasia. I hope for those who play the game get an understanding of how Phantasia set the foundation of the things we loved in the Tales games, and as well on how its development cycle led to things like the birth of Tri-Ace, and how its story was a bit more broader than its original source. So, what do you think of this video? Would you like to see me cover more Tales icebergs and how deep they go? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, so punch that like button, drop that comment, and click that subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser, out.